Hello, it's Rodot here, and we're going back on a memory lane kind of moment, and we're playing some Doki Doki Literature Club. I haven't played this in 4 years now, so I don't remember exactly everything. We'll see how it turns out. Also, isn't this the background for a couple Yandere Simulator cutscenes as well? It looks like it. It looks like it. Or maybe it just looks like the model he used is like an example for a cutscene where Iono met, what's his name? The toast one before the school notebook one. Whatever. Anyways, here we go. Oh god. Sayori! I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like these, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's good, then I just realized there we go. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you're thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Rodot. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me, after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Rodot, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already. I'm not really interested. Oh, that's my voice. I told you already. I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you wanted to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. In one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's talking about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Mood. God, that was such a cringy thing to say. Okay. I was talking about how I'm worried you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. What about yours, Sarah? What about your happiness? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if that makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. Guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Syria must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out. So I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. You know what? That you can club to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I am going to your club. Meanie? Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Oh, I thought Yuri was. Not that I ever was aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she did it because she thought it would be fun to start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyways? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's just so cunning to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay. Yes! Let's go! And this marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Yeah, it does. You definitely did sell your soul. Not to the literature club, but directly to Monica. God, my mic is so weird. Hold on. There we go. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs. A section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used. That's what's making so much noise. Being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new... I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Rodot, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You could just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, and then turns back toward the other girls. Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Jeez, my voice is gonna be killed. Ah, well, it is nice to meet both of you. It sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? Right. Oh, God. Why is there a black screen? Oh, it's nice to see you again, Rodot. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come, sit down, Rona. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make us some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling a little awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Oh. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, just hurry and take one. Sarah grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious! It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help her but notice her sneaking a few glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Tsundere! I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for, you know, you, dummy. Baka. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. In my hand is a pen that can write a poem for me and you. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get so intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. What are they, My Little Ponies with this weird beak? Oh, I'm glad. I missed the audio. History. Insulted, I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how we prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really a good leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Did she murder everyone? Not many people are interested in putting forth all the effort to starting something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Yeah, look, we got an orange, we got a purple girl, and we got a pink girl. And we also have another orange girl. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were so delighted by the new idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Rodot, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, mood, gifted kid, burnout, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. She's a weeb. Oh well, aren't we supposed to be in Japan? Okay, never mind. She's not a weeb. We just like stuff. Hold on. Can I change? Okay, I can't change language. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the remembered teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Same! The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. I don't like write novels for fantasy. I write romance novels. But, I'm a DM. Dungeon Master. Ooh, Gmail. What is Gmail doing? I'm getting distracted. Is it another email from Steam? No, it's from Unique Soap, bothering me. Complete your purchase. What if I don't have money right now? And telling a good story is such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about our reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Like books about yourself? Yeah, I saw that game theory. I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see me. I don't have my webcam set up. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot about horror lately. She's got a bloodlust. Everyone here is a killer. Everyone here is gonna kill me. I don't trust a single one. Okay. I read a horror book once. I have read multiple horror books. By multiple, I mean 2. And that's Dr. Sleep and It. I desperately grasp at something that I can relate to at the minimal level. Yeah. Yeah. This rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often successful at changing the way you look at the world, even only for a brief moment. hate horror. Oh, why is that? Oh, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last meeting. Looked like you were It looked like you were working on a poem called. Don't say it out loud. And give it back. Fine. Fine. I said that wrong. I wouldn't get hired. Okay. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just about as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Don't look at my anime girls. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Keep adjusting my headphones. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them the deepest reaches of your heart. Why is she blocked off? I don't get it. Is it something wrong with me? It shouldn't already be glitching. This is the first run through. Do you have that experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is in. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Rodot? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Okay, I can't decide who is best girl. Actually, I can decide. It's not Natsuki and Sayori. I'm sorry. Sorry, BG Mike. No. It's probably gonna be... I can't let go of the mouse now. It's probably gonna be Yuri or Monika. I mean, I think I can relate to Yuri the most. I could probably relate to Yuri or Sayori the most, but Yuri definitely the most. Gifted Kid Burnout vibe. Why do I keep saying that? Monika is just overall sweet. I know she's crazy, but I don't care. She's cute. She's perfect. Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire... I never said that I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, aww. I'd lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Yeah, some of them look sad, some of them look like, oh. She's mad. She's like, I baked you a cupcake. but, I'm sorry. I thought, Rodot. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. I can't read. Hey. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. And that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Rhoda, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I can already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up with their food. Hey, Rhoda, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stays after school for clubs. Now we're in the club! And that's gonna cause jealousy. Also, he's probably like the boring protagonist of the harem anime. Like, he's probably like, you know, looks like me. He probably looks like me. Why the heck are all these beautiful, interesting girls interested in him? Whatever. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Monica. Will I really be happy spending out every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. You won't be happy. That's the point. It's literature. Nobody's happy. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, okay, pick words. I think I'm going to play to Sayori at first, because I think entropy, that's not what I want. Together. Time. Oh no! Okay. I only have 2 more. Clumsy. Yeah, there we go. Cheer. There we go. Oh, I forgot to read. Hi again, Rodot. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in. Everyone else is hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Rodot. I hope it isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here just to hang out or whatever. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between, say, Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Rona always gives his best, as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without even me asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. Depression. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. All of them are jealous! Ah. How come? You and Rodot can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious, I should have used that word, to the weird situation she just put me into. Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Well, but wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up for me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Is it a pen? Oh, it's a book! Ow. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book! Pulls out a book! My ears hurt. Do I have to trade headphones? I have to trade headphones now. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. It's a book! Okay, let me change headphones. I don't want the noise canceling ones. They don't make my ears pop. Okay, now I can hear myself and play the game. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked a book that you thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. Perfect for me. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out... Okay, Yuri's best girl. Right now, Yuri is best girl. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica, stop. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So Yuri and Monica are having a cheering conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is roaming around in the closet. Natsuki! Man, looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little tired. I could probably fall asleep. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. We can't give up yet. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not all like that, you know? We just need some way of showing to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? After they come, we can do things to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sari is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Haha, good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Huh, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. It works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyways, we need to still work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sari is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sari can put her mind to make things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. Can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Ah! I open my eyes to see find Sari's face filling my whole vision. I nearly fell out of my chair. Sorry. Wait, actually I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You need to get used to it. But my anime girls! What am I gonna do without my anime girls? Don't say that so loud. I guess everybody's struggling to see if Monica overheard. It's true though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Sari. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's the depression. It's a secret. Her face is so cute. She might be best girl now. I can't decide. I knew it. Come on. Oh. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. Pinkish orange. It's pinkish orange. It's like gold. It really looks like gold. I mean, if you probably take it and put it aside somewhere. I can't even do that. Look, Sari, it's written all over you. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all over here. I run my fingertips down the sides of Sari's hair trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just hard to get right. It's the depression. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't sitting straight either. And there's toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I try to wave off the stain with my finger. But nobody will ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sari, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Oh! Oof! Hey! That's super mean! Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Anime girls. Let's take a look to admire the style here. Line weight wise, it's not really the fact that there's line weight, it's basically all the same size. This is so funny. shading is complex though. Like the coloring techniques are incredible. Line weight, it's like just that the color gets darker in the shadows and then it's lighter brown near the, yeah, and sometimes it doesn't even have lines. Ow, my shoes. I'm still in my volleyball shoes. What is, well, I was thinking about how weird it is to have a friend who does those kind of things. Look at her shoes. She's wearing blue shoes. Eh? Don't say that. She'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. Baka.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, anime girl. Oh no, I need a tissue. Ah. Blah blah blah. Ah.
Aren't you?
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Oh, you're making it awkward, dude. Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
Sigh. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger again.
Jesus Christ. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so. Why does it feel My voice hurts from doing these anime girl voices. I need water. Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's by a laser buttoned up like that? Yeehaw Game Ranch. No, I need water.
So stuffy. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazers once more.
Phew. That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls that around. Look at how cute she is.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying it like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. He'd take care of me better than anyone else would. Anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, try to focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if...
Oh, try to focus on waking up a little bit earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So, maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. Huh, but I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Eh? Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay! Rhoda, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. Failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to receive her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Look at how perfect your ponytail is. Yeah, it's not exactly line weight, it's just knowing how to, oh my god, it's knowing where to place things, the color. Mwah, perfecto. Anime girls. Anime girls, I look at our titties, I look at our titties. Oh, sorry. I need to stop. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poems. I want her to know I'm putting forth the effort.
Hi, Rodot. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. It's much better if I go with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Rodot. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's sort of that barrier we'll learn to all get past soon.
Okay, it's already sounding weird. Is it already sounding weird? This is my first run through. I can't decide. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case. But there are also some similarities you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. That's the type of vibe I get when I'm reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. I need to talk more like a normal person for Monica. I want her to be a little, you know, more like, you know, that girl. Oh gosh, I sound just like Yuri. There we go.
Put on my straight soda. Okay.
But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you really shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure you'll end up trying different things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kind of styles.
but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way that everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read then. Hole in the wall. Okay, I haven't read the poems forever. Couldn't have been me. Hole in the wall. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? Okay. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind. Like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. And I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So, a hole, probably talking about my camera, which I don't have set up. But I think that's the imagery that they put in here. The hole on the wall is her looking through the computer screen and looking through the digital world that she was in. And, saying that, I saved her somehow. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the type of person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. A lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. I don't think there were any feminine endings except for the last one. And he, looking, okay, history. How do you, okay. Let's see I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had sort of an epiphany recently. You did! You became self-aware, Monica. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah. Something like that. I just did the Matt Pat FNAF the musical face. Oh my god. And you're the victims. I'm nerd. I'm nerd. I nerd. I such dork. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. Yeah, it does. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark, big puddle of ink. So move your hand. Go with the flow. Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that'll write a poem of me and you. And then move your hand, write your way into his heart. Yeah, move your hand. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. Natsuki! Well, it's about what I expected for someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So, basically, it's not cute enough for your taste? Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly! Okay, Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. So, I'm just trying to figure out metaphors in each of their poems. Cause this might help with my English final next week. I doubt it. But okay. It's a very simple poem, no rhyming scheme, so it's, I guess, it's not really freeform since it has a lot of repetition with the animal and then they could do. The title is Eagles Can Fly, meaning it's probably about how you can try and fly, but you'll probably fall because you can't fly if you're a human. We can try, but that's about it. Humans can try to do lots of things, but they end up falling and going into... I'm overanalyzing this way too much. I don't think I see anything that has to do with her life at home. Yeah, I told you that you were gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because. Everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. There! Okay, that's the meaning behind it. So I decided to write about it. Oh, it's... okay. It's not what I was thinking. I thought it was way more depressing. Oh, yeah. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. It can help bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess it went more into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here. Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that little comment. I really don't care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. But I'm gonna show it to Yeti. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. So sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah, why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading this through. Oh, so it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Look at how cute. With her My Little Pony type face. What the heck? An anime style. Though your lips wouldn't really peek outside of your nose. Hydrate. I couldn't really help but notice that it's been several minutes since we gotten anywhere. Might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. As if there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, it's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that even go into writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and by learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost into the light. Okay, let's try and figure out the meaning behind this one.
Ghost into the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
So, let's do some annotations on this one. Again, no rhyme pattern. The tendrils of my hair. The tendrils of my hair illuminate. So, most of these have feminine endings, except for it must be this one. The light flickers. I flicker back. Let's start off with repetition. Is there any repetition in here? The last. So that's repetition. The light flickers. I flicker back. Flickering. I don't know what that really means. Could flicker be a metaphor for smiling? Could flicker be a metaphor for waving? I don't know. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. So it's probably it is a street light. Sounds like kind of a so she's a ghost. So this is about a ghost. I wonder if there's a deeper meaning, but it's about a ghost standing in the street light in an abandoned place. A dystopian reality. And this is the last little piece of modern technology that they have there, withstanding the test of time, and it flickers, and then she also flickers, or smiles or waves.
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
Oh no, it was beautiful. Got that dark academia aesthetic. What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Oh, does she notice that? Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
I also like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all. I thought it was about a ghost.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance at.
But remember, poets often express their own thoughts. As far as I know, she's bloodless. She's trying to feel something, so she's doesn't feel too much. Maybe she feels like a ghost because she feels, I don't know. I'm trying to relate it to the characters, and I'm grasping at nothing. I'm grasping at the air as I'm falling off the cliff.
You don't know what to make of that, do you? All those lights in there like that. Savannah, now. Take a break.
They usually do
Pause.
ghost. What is the? I haven't even thought of it. Okay, wait. I just want to know the meaning. Symbolic, yeah. Lingering her past. Okay, lingering her last remaining place of comfort. unable to let go of the past. Oh, so it's like nostalgia. All right, that's impressive. It is. Let me save before I, oh shoot. Okay, save before I go to Sayori's. There we go. Saturday, January 16th, 2021, 1:19 a.m. What the heck? It's a.m.? It's 1 a.m.? Alright, I think it's gonna be it. I think it's gonna be it for part 1 of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's really exciting to be playing this again after not playing it for so long. As you can see, I have a little goals on the side of my screen. Just one more subscriber will help any inch on my way to my goals. I know they're small, but everyone starts out somewhere, and this means something really important to me. So if you could just give it a like, maybe subscribe, and comment down below. Maybe share this to a friend that also really misses Doki Doki Literature Club like I do. And I'll pretty much see you guys later. Oh god, it's so late. Bye-bye. Peace. Just letting you guys know that I will also be doing a small giveaway for a mouse and keyboard setup. It's not like my Razer or anything, but it's pretty cool, and it has LED RGB lights. So let me get it right here. It's Empowered PC. It's keyboard and mouse bundle. Absolute perfect match. It does have colored lights in it, and it's really good. Rainbow backlight and 3 breathing light colors on the mouse. Compatible with Windows. I'm sure it could probably be plugged into a Mac as well if that's what you use. Like Apple. Keyboard features: rainbow backlight keyboard with adjustable. It's basically the same, actually. Same amount of money too, pretty much, as a Razer. So if you want to enter, this will be up for about a month or two. This giveaway. Just comment down below, since you've made it this far into the video. Comment down below, let's see, strawberry, because that's my favorite fruit. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Peace. For real this time.